Hey guys, welcome back to another rant and ride. I'm sitting in traffic, but take a minute to show you the wonders of the beautiful eyeshadow that I did today. I've had it on for, 10 hours now. It looked a lot prettier, but you get the gist. The sigh of lost all the dark purple on the outside, the darker color. Purple colors are so hard to work with. I don't know what it is with making purple eyeshadows, but good God, it's difficult. It must be very difficult, or maybe they just say that because they don't like to make purple. Who knows? But anyway, guys, I hope you guys are having a wonderful evening. I personally am having a very nice day. I have just honestly taken the day to myself. I got in my car. I had to go and see my door is open. My window is open. My door open or my window? I think my door is open. Anyway, I had to go see my attorney because I'm taking care of some freaking drama that I really don't want to have to deal with, but I'm having to deal with some drama. Hopefully I am not. But if I am, I've had nothing new before. I had to go to court. Nothing against me. Is something that's going on in the other part of my world. I just don't understand. But anyway, I don't want to go into full detail of that because I don't want to put that energy out there. Anyway, so, I got to do my taxes. I got to learn how to do my taxes. I forgot all about that. I'm waiting for my tax thing and then forgot all about it. It came and I forgot. Oh, hey, I won $100 last night at the lotto on the scratch-off tickets. I bought two $10 tickets, nothing. Two $10 tickets, nothing. Two $10 tickets, that's $60. I won $100. So in other words, I won $40. What the hell? You know? So, it is what it is. You know, it'd be nice if on the first ticket I would have won $100, but God forbid, it just doesn't work like that for me. But, I need to call I almost said landlord. I need to call my neighbor. I take care of my 78-year-old neighbor. She's the sweetest little lady, man. I just love her to death, but she smokes, and I have to get her cigarettes. Speaking of which, I got my little vape going on here. I am vaping blue raspberry. There's been so much bad publicity going on with e-cigarettes. Have you guys ever wondered about the e-cigarette thing that was going on? It's the CBD, and they were using black market whatever, out of the country to make a cheap version. We're using vitamin E oil, thinking they could make it look like CBD, or making it look like the other type of oil, and that eats a hole in your lung. Basically, you cannot vape. You can't inhale oils like that. The oils like that. People talk about these being oils, but it's not like that. It's not. So anyway, if you're not sure where stuff comes from, don't put it in your body. But isn't that like what we do with everything anyway? But go figure. Oh, check this out. Have you guys heard about this new, it's not really new, bail reform? Okay, New York is proposing, actually I think it started in January. I don't know. Anyway, bail reform. Bail reform pretty much dictates that, if you get arrested and you can't afford your bail, that bail reform would let you out. And people are talking about, that makes it not safe, da-da-da-da-da. But think about it this way. Why should X person be able to get out of jail with just paying their bond when Y person over here doesn't have the money, so they've got to sit in jail? This all started from a 16-year-old got arrested for stealing a backpack. Now, he stole the backpack and ended up in Rikers. If you guys know anything about jails, Rikers is no place to hang your hat in. It's nasty. It's horrible. Anyway, Rikers. He spent 3 years there for stealing a backpack, which apparently, I guess he didn't steal. I don't know the whole thing about it. But anyway, he gets out of jail. His family finally able to pay. The bond was $3,000. Anyway, he finally gets out and ends up committing suicide. He takes his own life. It almost chokes me. It just almost like kills me. It upsets me to no end that people are having to go through stuff like this. Now, if something happened, it doesn't matter where you are, what you're doing. It doesn't even matter if you are guilty. If you are arrested, you're supposed to be, innocent until proven guilty. Oh, that house is for sale. I need to check that out. Anyway, you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, right? But that isn't always the case. We're living in a world that basically you're guilty no matter what. It's just how they act. Anyway, but if I got arrested tomorrow, or anybody that didn't have the money, if I got arrested tomorrow or today, I take a chance of losing everything. My house, my car, when I get out, I've lost my way of, even you, if you're working, you lose your job, you lose your house, you lose everything because you couldn't afford to get pay your bond to get out. That's where bail reform is going to kick in. A lot of these people talk about, and that was my phone ringing. A lot of these people talk about
babbling on.
They talk about how it's not safe. Somebody that did a crime could get out. They talk about people that got out on bail reform and couldn't do another crime. But it has nothing to do with safety. It has to do with the fact of, if you have money, you can bond yourself out. If you don't have money, you're screwed. And these people are all like talking about, oh, about this, oh, about this. Oh, I'm so upset. The person that hit my brother, killed my brother. I'm not making fun of this, but one of the things were somebody that hit the brother and he died because of a drunk driver, got out and actually got into another accident and injured somebody else. But bail reform has nothing to do with that, because if he paid his bond, he'd still be getting out, So whether bail reform or not, it has nothing to do with safety. And that's where these people kept bringing up about safety. It has nothing to do with safety. It has to do with getting out of jail on bond. Shouldn't be up to if you can pay money or not. And of course, Dog the Bounty Hunter was there, and of course he was against it. Of course, he's a bail bondsman. Bails, it's all about the money. And you know what? They make a killing. They had to make a law that you can only get 10% on a bond, because these bondsmen were jacking things up. And they still, a bondsman will tell you your bond is 10% unless it's, say, $100. They're not letting you out for $200. The minimum is $50. So, anyway. So I've rambled on about that enough. But I mean, you get the point. It's just freaking bullshit, that's how this world's become. That everything's all about the dollar and about, it's all about money anyway. And I've said that numerous times, guys. It's all about that. But somebody was asking me how I felt about a certain subject, to do with women. And I tried to find, you know who you are. I tried to find what you were talking about, and I could not find it. If you would like to send me a link that I could check that out, I would be more than happy to let you know how I feel about it. I love talking about subjects like this, and I really want to know below, guys. I want to know if you guys are for bail reform or you against. If you're not familiar with it, please go read about it. Don't just go by what I've said, because I'm not like I'm not a professional, and I'm not, oh my god, look at the poodle, he's got a standard poodle. I'm not an expert on it, and it's gonna eventually start hitting other states. But I mean, it's the way I'm seeing it, and you guys may see it a different way. The way I'm seeing it is, if you don't have money, and really, if you don't have money, why should you have to sit in jail because you don't have the money for your bond? And people do it all the time. I got in trouble years ago, and I had a bond, and I didn't have the money for it, and I sat there, and I hate to bring this up, and I hate to say it, but I didn't do it. I was it wound up getting thrown out of court. I might as well just tell you the whole thing. My ex-husband was very abusive, and he had been arrested numerous times for beating me up, putting his hands on me. He had been arrested numerous times. Well, I had gotten in trouble for bounce checks, okay? And these two detectives come to my house in plain clothes, didn't say they were cops or anything like that. And, I went to shut the door because I see guns, and you're like talking about, please come outside. Come outside, I need to talk to you. I'm in Tallahassee. It's like, I lived in Miami with home invasions and all this shit. I'm not coming out. I don't know who the hell you are. You didn't say you were a cop. Anyway, so I go to shut the door. He sticks his knee in my door. My door opened inward, so it opened inward. So I went to shut the door like this. He stuck his knee in the door, and of course I slammed the door on his knee. Not on purpose, but anyway, I got charged with resisting arrest without violence. But anyway, it all got thrown out. I had bounced my own checks, and I don't know, this detective decided he was going to turn it into something it wasn't and arrest me on probable cause, because his friends, I wrote a check for some fireworks, it bounced, and it was his friend's fireworks stand, so he just got all kinds of involved. Anyway, that all got thrown out. So when this happened with getting beat up, guess who was there? A cop. Guess what they saw? And it's Tallahassee's a little tiny town. Oh, that's the girl that got out of slamming the door on Joe Dodo's knee. Oh, wow, we're gonna throw the book at her. Let's arrest her. After I got beat up from my ex-husband, he had one scratch right here on his neck because he broke, of course, my nails, and I tried to push him off me like this, and I scratched his neck. I had bruises from head to toe, so they take me to jail. And if you've ever been arrested on a domestic or hurt somebody, they hold you for 24 hours, no bond. Anyway, I finally get a bond, and I couldn't afford it. I didn't have the money. Here my ex-husband is with my purse, my vehicle, my house, my keys, my everything. Of course, he don't want me bonded out, because if I get bonded out, guess what? I'm getting the charges turned around and his ass locked up. Anyway, so I had to sit there for 3 days till I could get the charges dropped, because I couldn't afford the bond. Anyway, guys, let me know how you think about this, and I will see you guys on the next one. Let me know if you guys are feeling this purple look, because I did film it, and it will be up next. I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye.